you seen him? Because I don't think he can play 2D chess. I doubt he can play drafts.
This is Jeff Norcott with Friday Night with Norcott, and we're doing 5 stories with a funny friend. But people are getting in touch. I was asking about Valentine fails, and Handyman says, Jeff, I'm not an incel. But I am.
It's a good start to a message.
That's useful. But I am an invaler, which is involuntary Valentine's avoider. Wow.
Oh, okay.
We've got this one, Mark in Bristol. He's referring to the strange trigger warnings that we've seen over the years. Contains scenes viewers may find upsetting before the series World at War with Laurence Olivier, which was entirely original footage. Yep, I think we'd take that one as read.
It's true.
Catherine says, referring back to Rachel Reeves, no, she says she was at the Bank of England for a decade or nearly 10 years when it was more like 5.5 which is a hell of a discrepancy.
I was way off. I beg your pardon. Right.
No wonder her team were getting on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And also we've got Dan getting in touch saying, we always have the subtitles on. This is referring to warnings about lighting and poor sound quality because the sound quality is awful. They can't afford to pay actors who can speak clearly, just like films are too dark, so you can't see how bad the scenery is. There you go. This is the kind of thing people really want to get off their chest.
Exactly.
Text in 877 start your message with the word Times, tweet us at Times Radio, email studio@times.radio, or send WhatsApps to 0333 003 2353. Okay, we sort of delayed it a little bit, but we're going to have to talk a bit of Trump here.
Yeah.
And this week he shocked the world by announcing a 90-minute phone call with Putin, which seemed to bring Russia in from the cold and open the door to sort of Kremlin-friendly negotiations. I don't want to be alarmist, Marcus, but is this the end for the West?
It's not the end, no.
The beginning?
It's the beginning of the end, yeah. I mean, when reasonable, right-thinking people are talking about appeasement, which is exactly what this is, I mean, you're like, well, I mean, that is sort of the beginning of the end, isn't it? I think. Or yes.
We really need an or, don't we? Is he playing 3D chess that likes of you and me just don't get?
I don't know if you've seen him. Because I don't think he can play 2D chess. I doubt he can play drafts.
But I bet he plays checkers, but he plays it to the death.
Yeah. And the board is sort of tilted away from him so that while people aren't looking, his checkers just start sliding forwards. They say it's the most incredible checkers win anybody's ever had. Incredible win, that's what they're saying. I think with Ukraine and Gaza seems to be a perfectly clear pointer where this is concerned, and then Canada and then Greenland as well. It doesn't occur to him that some things aren't his. You know, that he's just like... Mate. Ukraine, that's how we're going to divide it now. That's how it's going to be. And that's what he's used to, because he probably doesn't even know where the boundaries to his building sites are. He just shows up and goes, put it there, make it higher.
You know what, though? I felt sorry for the people of Greenland, because some people just aren't used to being in the news. Yes. And then all of a sudden, they must be going, so are we on the market? Has somebody secretly listed us? Because, you know, sometimes you just want to find out what you could get for it.
Absolutely.
Really.
Well, I've been to Greenland. I've been up the East Coast where the people are, West Coast rather, and the East Coast where no one is. And the truth is, I think if it went to a referendum in Greenland, they would quite likely go, sure, okay.
Change is as good as the rest.
There's 58,000 of them. Between Musk on his own without government could just go, well, I'd see what, here's $1 million each.
Do we get US Netflix? Which is really good Netflix.
Yeah, good point.
Start bargaining, people of Greenland. And today, JD Vance has gone at this conference about security it's Munich, isn't it?
Yes.
And he sort of appeared, and I'm trying to stay on top of the news. It's hard at the moment in Trump land, but he sort of appeared to lecture the European nations about free speech. Now, look, we've had issues in Europe with free speech over the last 10 years. That's also true. But this does seem to be a bloke that's not currently able to say what he actually thinks about his boss.
Yes.
So his speech isn't totally free
or
either.
About anything. It's none of it. No one's speech is entirely free in that it's not free from consequences. I mean, I don't know, mate. It's a more serious point, but the free speech absolutists miss the central point that free speech can only be achieved by regulating tech ownership. Like I said, it's a serious point, and we're here to be funny about Trump. But without regulation of tech ownership, there will be no free speech.
This is why the US won't help us in Europe, mate. It's this kind of defeatist attitude on free speech.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I don't know. I was encouraged momentarily when France, Germany and Britain went, oh, no, hang on a second. But I think that might be the only noise they make.
I think we should start with something very low-level British. We can't tell them to get lost. I think we start with a get knotted.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? In heavy italics?
Yes, exactly. Or, just leaning forward and going, now listen here, old chap.
Yeah.
I think that might cover it. You'd like to think that it would. I mean, everybody wants to see peace in... Well, no, not everybody. Everyone bar Putin wants to see peace in Russia. And I suspect it will mean some of Ukraine... peace in Ukraine. It probably will mean some of Ukraine, as was, disappearing. And there's me being an appeaser as well. But it probably will. I mean, I don't... Otherwise, endless war.
I think, that may be the point it gets to. None of us expected that to be the point the negotiations would start. But
exactly.
That's Trump world. Get on board or just get lost,
exactly.
man. We speak about conflicts. There's been this incredible thing running in the Times, this huge survey all week long about some startling polling of people between the ages of 13 to 28. And then one of the stats that's been doing the round is that only around 10% would fight for their country. Now, am I alone in thinking that was encouragingly high based on what I've seen?
Yes.
You've got kids. Are your kids Gen Zs?
Yes, I suppose so.
Are they...
I mean, I'm of the age where I don't know what the gens are. I can tell you that, which means I'm...
You know that you're the best one.
Yes, I know we're blameless. That I do know.
We're cool and we're blameless.
Boomers were awful. Everyone post-millennial is awful. We did the best we could under very challenging circumstances. Yes, I think 10% is remarkably high. This notion of fight for your country is a really weird question to put to anybody. On what terms? Against who? Over what?
Well, this is the thing. 50% think that Britain is racist. So if we told them that the invading force were even more racist, would that motivate them? Because they really hate racism.
Yes, it's a good point.
Britain's going to become more racist.
And for those who are racist, you don't have to specify. You just say, look, it's against foreigners.
Yes.
You're in with a chance here.
Just go two-faced. 38% of Gen Z said that they thought we should remove the statue of Winston Churchill. I was just wondering, are we now into the territory of younger people saying things that just would annoy their parents? Like, is there also a study saying that 64% think it's okay to leave the landing light on?
It isn't. If my big kids are listening,
I could see that triggered you.
Yeah, of course it did. And it wasn't okay then, and it isn't okay now. Whoever keeps creeping the thermostat back up as well, I'll find you. I will find you.
Okay, Marcus,
you leave it alone.
Listen up. I mean, 80% as well. They want to feel that they should be able to work from home.
Well, they want to. If they could war from home, you know,
Call of Duty.
Maybe they would. Yeah, exactly. Just make Call of Duty real.
Call of Duty real actual war edition.
Well, I mean, we joke about it. There are people doing it, aren't there? There are people remotely controlling drones and, exist in the real world.
I've seen it myself, mate. I hate to bring it up, but when I went and performed for the troops in Afghanistan, hate to bring it up.
Sure.
6 tours.
Why do you hate to bring it up? Did you die on your ass?
I did. I did. They felt sorry for me. This is actually true. One of the gigs did go badly, and one of the soldiers watching it said, I can never do what you do. And then he went out on foot patrol in Helmand province.
Absolutely staggering.
Just adding to that view that people do slightly overrate the risky element of comedy.